right. Hello, Mario. Hey, cousin. Hope some other people come in. We're going to wait a little bit. No, I'm just going to get started because they'll have the tape to listen to later on. So this is storytelling, value-driven storytelling. And I'm telling stories that have value lessons that you can discuss with your family or friend or just do some self-reflection. I call it VOSA, Voice of Sound Advice. I got the term from my late cousin, Maurice Hot Rod Hulbert. And so we're using this vehicle to encourage and to instruct and give value lessons. So the first story I'm going to do is called Oh No. Okay, Austin, are you there? It's called Oh No. And Oh No lived in a village, and where the people in the village depended on each other to get work done. They could depend on everybody to do their part except Oh No. Oh No, where are you? Come on. Oh No was not there. Oh No said, no. We said, well, hey, we're going to go fishing. The village would say, we're going to go fishing. And Oh No would say,
oh no,
I want to play my drum. And he would play his drum. And everybody's fishing, bringing home fish for the village. And then they would say, oh no, we're going to gather some twigs to make some baskets and weave some baskets. Can you go cut down some trees, grab some twigs? And Oh No would say,
oh no,
with an attitude.
oh no.
Because Oh No would not cooperate. And so the village would work together, but Oh No would not work. All he wanted to do was play his drum. That's all he ever wanted to do, was just play his drum. And they would say, oh no, it's time to bring the harvest in. We need every hand on deck. We need all of us working together so we can bring this harvest in. And Oh No would say,
oh no.
He wanted to play his drum, so he would play his drum. And after working in the field so long, they would be sleeping. And Oh No would still be playing his drum. And they would say, oh no, would you stop playing your drum? The whole village is sleeping. And Oh No would say,
oh no.
he just would not cooperate. You see me? Oh No would not cooperate, okay? So Oh No kept playing his drum. And one day he's out all the way away from the village. And they would tell Oh No, never go away from the village. But Oh No would not listen. That's how Oh No was. And Oh No went away. And Oh No was near a tree playing his drums. And all of a sudden he hears this, oh no. And Oh No said, wait a minute. How do you know my name? He says, oh no, stop playing the drums. And Oh No said what?
Oh no.
I like to play my drums. So Oh No kept playing his drums. And this magical tree said, you know what? You are very strong-willed, and one day you could be king, but if you can do one thing, I will let you enter into this magical kingdom inside my tree. I will open up. But you could never come out again. And you have all the riches, and you can be king, and you can rule and do your own thing. And Oh No liked that, so Oh No said, oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you see, Oh No, thank you very much, Oh No. So Oh No became king, and he moved into this in this big palace, and he had children, and okay, thank you. Oh No is out. Okay, Oh No is out, and he had these children. Thank you, and he would let his children and let his wife do whatever they wanted to do. He said, and they would buy them stuff and all kinds of stuff. I need a new palace. And he'd have everybody working for a new palace. And he said, I want a lion. And they would go get a lion. And whatever his wife wanted, I want a diamond mine. And he would say, oh yes, oh yes. He was saying, oh yes, all the time. In fact, they called him King Oh Yes. Because Oh Yes was saying, oh yes, that he couldn't say, oh no. And one day, with his kids and wife having everything, they got so bored. Woo, we're so bored. I got a palace, I got lions, I got diamonds, I got jewels. What else is there to life? That tree. Oh No had told them, oh yes, King Oh Yes had told them to promise to never go and touch that tree. And they didn't know why. But Ono did it his kids did it anyway because they wanted something else. They were bored. You can start. And so they start walking towards that tree. I know there's something special about that tree. King, yes, has denied us nothing except that one thing. And one brother says, Dad said curiosity killed the cat. And he said, do we look like cats? Come on, we're his sons. Go ahead. And so they went and they touched the tree. And the tree went, oh no. And the tree started to grab them and bring them closer. And the winds was whirling and the tree was whirling because they were trying to, Dad, please. And the people went back and they said, King, yes, he's taking your kids. The monster tree is taking your kids. And so the village people started pulling on the legs of the kids as he was sucking them in. No, they're mine. And they start pulling and pulling and pulling. And then they fell out of the tree. And the tree said, you missed it. You have to know when to say yes. And a wise man knows when to say no. And so that's what we have to know ourselves. As even in our adulthood, we still have to figure out, when do we say yes and when do we say no? When do we cooperate and when do we hold our convictions? That's something we will be forever learning. But if we seek him and the wisdom inside, he'll tell us what to do. The next story is called Aniko. Okay? And Aniko lived with her family in a village, and they loved each other. They worked together. It was a unity, wonderful family. But what Aniko did was she liked to sing, and she liked to dance, and she liked to go on long walks, and she would sing long times, and they would say, Aniko, don't go far away. But Aniko did not listen, and she went on a long walk. And she would sit there singing until she fell asleep, and she slept a long time. But this was a good day to do the wrong thing, because men who were wicked and evil and mean came over, and they took everybody in this African village and shackled them with chains and took them all out into the ocean. And they just left an old, crippled man. And when Aniko returned from her long walk, the man explained to her that they've taken everybody. They've taken your mother. They've taken your dad. They took everybody. It's just us. Where did they take them? They took them and they went into the ocean in big boats. And so Aniko, she went to the end of the ocean and she began to weep for her family. And she said, Ishe Oluwa Ole Bajeo. Ishe Oluwa Ole Bajeo. And as she was singing, her arms started to stretch across the river, because the passion inside of her and the longing for her family caused her to stretch her arms. Ishe Oluwa Ole Bajeo. Ole Bajeo, Ishe Oluwa, Ole Bajeo. And her arms grew very long. It was almost like she was deformed. Her arms hung down to her ankles because she would do that every day. And she sang a long time. So a long time her arms would be stretching and morphing. Soon the old man died and she was by herself. And Aniko had all this love in her heart to give, but no one to give it to. But she had heard that there were people on the other side, and they were different. But she did not care. She didn't want to be by herself, so she went. She went, and she went through. And there were snakes and lions and weird and birds and unusual sounds. She was afraid, so she started running, and she gets on the end. And she falls asleep. And she sleeps for a long time. And then the morning comes out and the birds are chirping. And she wakes up and there are people looking over her. And you know what they say? They say, She's different. Look at those long arms. She's different. And they started laughing, and she started crying. She was afraid. She was so sad, and they felt bad about laughing. And they brought her to their houses, and she lived in the village with them. She explained her story about how her family was taken so far away in the ocean, and they felt sorry, so they let her live with them. And they loved Anako. Anako helped her out where they couldn't get to a piece of fruit. Anako's arms could reach the fruit. Whatever they needed to do, if they needed to carry sticks to to make baskets, to weave baskets, her arms were so long she could carry so much, and they loved her. Everybody loved her, except there was a mean, evil man in town with a little bitty heart and just a little. No, there was no love in his heart. He did not like Anako. He loathed Anako. He resented Anako. He detested Anako because she was different. And so he would sashay up to the people and he says, she's different from us. She looks like a freak. She's got these long, long arms. She's weird. She's different. And there's no place for difference here. So kids should not be playing with people who look different. And they said, oh, we love Anako. She's so helpful and cooperative, and we love her song. Did you hear her song? And they could hear her song because she was in the ocean, at the ocean, and she was stretching her arms like she did every morning, and she would sing about the many rains, and she would sing, Ishi Oluwa Ole Bajeo, Ishi Oluwa Ole Bajeo, Ole Bajeo, Ole Bajeo, Ishi Oluwa Ole Bajeo. And her arms would stretch because she would think about her mother and her father and everybody in the villages were taken in the boats across an ocean so far away. And she was thinking maybe she could stretch and maybe she could feel them and maybe she could bring them back. And her arms got even longer. And they were past her ankle and they were dragging on the ground. But she was so helpful and they loved Anako. So one day, Anako is by herself. And she's sitting in the ocean and she's weeping. And the mean man comes near her. Hello, Anako. Hi. What are you doing? I'm just thinking about my family. Why don't you go where they are? I can't, because I can't swim across the ocean. Why don't you try? You see, Anako, you need to leave right away. Because you are different and there's no place for difference here. And Anako looked in his eyes and she saw that mean hatred. His eyes turned green and he says, you must go, Anako. There's no place for difference here. She started crying. She thought she found a family to love, but there was so much hatred and she started running. And she ran a long, long time. And she cried a long time until she was so tired and she fell behind some bushes and she began to weep and cry until she fell asleep. And the next morning, when the people came out, she would sing every day in the morning, but they did not hear her song. And they looked from one house to the other. Is Anako there? Is Anako there? No, where? Oh, where is Anako? Have you seen Anako? Have you seen Anako? Have you seen Anako? Have you seen Anako? Where? Oh, where is Anako? She was nowhere to be found. And then the mean man sashayed to the town. In the middle of the town, he says, let's celebrate. Oh, she's gone. I did what no one else wanted to do. I knew you thought like I did. She was different. And there's no place for difference in this town. I did the hard thing for all of us. Our kids can't be playing with people who are different. They'll think different. They'll act different. Oh my gosh, if she marries one of them, they'll have long arms like Aniko. There's no place for a difference, let's celebrate. And they were so mad. But they were so sad too. And so instead of just to that man, they decided, let's go look for Aniko. And they were short and they were afraid, and they had never gone into the forest. They had never gone away from the village. But so what did they say? What can we do? What can we do so we can help her get back, so we can help find her? And this is something they've never done before. They would listen to her sing. And that's something else that was different about her. But they'd never tried to sing. And the little kids suggested, why don't we do that thing? Why don't we sing? Why don't we do that thing, and that'll bring her back to us? So they made like a choir, and they stood together. And they'd never tried to sing before, so they began to sing. Ishe Olawa Ole Baje. Oh, Ishe. One more time. We can do it. We can do it. Ishe. Well, maybe if we wave our arms like she does. Ishe. Olawa. And they look really silly. And they begin to weep. And in that weeping, this passion and love came forward. And a pure song came out of their heart. I don't know what it sounded like, but it hit her heart, and she began to hear that same song she had been singing and longing for their family, because they began to stretch their arms out towards the forest, and they began to sing, Ishe Oluwa, Ishe Oluwa, Ishe Oluwa, Ishe Oluwa, Ole. And they stretched their arms, and their love was pouring from their heart, and it woke her up to that familiar sound, and she started running towards that sound. So if you're a kid at home right now, you can do your hands like this and run towards that sound. And she ran towards that sound, and she ran, and in the middle they began to this big hug, and they hugged her so tight and so long. And they looked to the man, and they said, it is not the length of your arms. It is not the color of your skin. It is what is in your heart and what you give, your song, your service to the world. And that's what's important, because we were not meant to live alone and each man his own. We were meant to get along. And if we embrace diversity and its strength, we can all as a country be strong. Thank you for listening to Story Time, and you can listen back again with a kid and find a lesson that you could talk to them about. This is called VOSA, Voice of Sound Device. Okay, oh no, get back on the drums, please. Oh no, okay, do it, come on. Come on, closer. Okay, we're going to close out on the drumming. Okay, and if the kids are watching, I'll show them some dance moves. Okay, come on, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Share this with someone. Hi, Michael. Hi, Jimmy Purnell. Hi, Michael Buchanan. Love you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.